Mortals do not succumb to evil, they are the evil. They create it and spread it with minds they shouldn't possess. How can we call ourselves gods if we watch this plight and do nothing to stop it?
Greetings, my rare hunters. It is I, MariK. Deck profile from God Squad, Alex Sweatman with Zamasu. It's not exactly a typical Zamasu deck, but close enough to what you would normally see in a Zamasu deck. I actually played this deck myself last weekend, taking first place with it. I went completely undefeated, didn't even go to game 3. I think I only side decked one time during the entire tournament. We ended up picking our decks roulette style. The God Squad pooled all their decks together and rolled for them. And this is the deck I ended up with. But since this is Alex's deck and he knows more about it, he's had more experience playing the deck, we're going to go ahead and let him tell you about it.
Yeah, cool. So, Fuse Zamasu, what most people you probably already know. But if you don't, it's like once per turn, I can take a card from my life, place it in a dump area. If it's blue, I draw a card. So I can self-awaken, which is pretty nice. I like it. And then you only awaken at 2, whereas most of them are 4. Some of the rare ones are 6. This one's a 2. So when he's awakened, this is when it gets pretty gross. You no longer take damage from your life. Instead, whenever you get hit, you take 5 cards to the grave. So, like, single strikes 5, double is 10, triple is 15. And, you know, you got the standard, when you attack, you get to draw a card. So,
and
yeah.
If you get hit by 12-drop Whis, you're just fine.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
That's how to beat Zamasu.
Yeah, that's
Quad
pretty much
strike,
instant game. Instant game, yeah. So pretty much we're going to start out with, like, the extra card package, you know. I just run 3 objections. I don't know. I thought about running 4, tried it. I just saw it late game when I didn't. I run 3, and I kind of see it at the beginning more than I should. I guess. I don't know. I like it. 3 is just pretty good enough for me, I guess.
4 seems like it's too much of a dead draw.
Yeah. Definitely at the end when you're looking for some life support, some stalls like Whises or Zinzu Beans. I always drew that if I had 4, so I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I run 4 Whis Coercions. I mean, why not? The free negate, untap your energy. I mean, anybody that runs blue, if you don't run that, I really think you should, just because it's free.
Or if you're running Majin Buu.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I run 4 Zinzu Beans. It's pretty standard. Cost 1, you get 2 back. Give you a 5k boost. Yeah, it's perfect.
Why not run 3?
Oh, yeah, right? No, 4 does plenty. You can never have enough Zinzu Beans. It saves lives. I only run 2 Bomas.
Where are you, Whis? I've got a strawberry sundae right here.
I found like running 4 is just pretty much energy fodder. I just search out the Whis. I mean, the perfect guard. I only run this Whis.
Here goes. Delightful.
And the reason being is just because it helps me keep myself from decking myself out when you verse really aggressive decks. He's indestructible. You know, he doesn't leave the field due to effects or battle. You just pretty much gotta bulldoze me. It's 20k. It's pretty stout blocker. I like him. So that's pretty much that package with the Bomas. Now to the God package. I run 4 Guasu.
Being gods does not make us perfect.
Why not? Literally every card in my deck, minus 6, are God cards. Minus the extras, of course, or whatever. Right. But battle card wise, all of them are gods except for 6. This guy searches everything in my deck. Boma's the main reason 2 is a good enough number is because Guasu, when I run 2 Bomas, I can search out my super combos, top 3, search my super combos. Super combos, of course, 10k, Ultimate Jocko. You know, pop a card if my opponent has it, and I get the draw card off of it. You know, so that helps. And then, but Guasu he's clutch.
See, I was always torn in like Goku Black and Zamasu between running him and just running Energy Boost of Buu.
No, I like him so much better than Buu. Buu just gives me 1, and this guy not only lets me search the top 3 and I get to pick it what I want, I get to shuffle my deck afterwards. So if I top 3 cards, if I kind of nerf and I end up with like objections or Zinzu Beans and Weeses, shuffle it real fast, kind of try to get a better draw. If you don't open up with at least one of these right off the bat, put it back in there, shuffle it out. You always want to turn 1 a Gawasu. I always try to get 2 in my hand so I can turn 1 and turn 2 Gawasu. So to help fill your package up real fast. This guy's clutch. Probably the best card in my deck if I'm honest. Just for the fact is, like I said, this guy.
And now I'm ready to fight alongside you. Let's go to Earth right now.
See, I don't know. I liked Boo simply because Boo was a guaranteed draw, where there are gonna be chances where you're not gonna hit shit with Gawasu.
Yeah, and like I said, that helps because you get to shuffle.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I like it better. Boo just, it was good, but I just personally, for this deck style, because this guy searches everything, minus the Bulmas.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just, I run 30 God cards. I'm gonna get it 9 out of 10 times. I think it's like 34, total God cards. I'll probably hit it once.
That's fair.
Yeah, I got a pretty good advantage. Yeah, I mean, Kibido Kai, super combo. It's the ultimate Jocko and Energy Boost Piccolo combined. Piccolo, yeah. It's, combined, it does great. Especially in clutch when you're hitting me with everything you got. Like Pan, Mass Saiyan when they're swinging double strike. Boosting everything they can to hit you with it. Just, Kibido Kai, okay. Take that back up. You got another one, okay. Put it back in your hand again. Oh, hey, I got a third one. Let's put it back in your hand. I get the draw card off of it, Only thing I will say that sucks is if they combo more than you.
And you can't get that draw.
You don't get that draw. That's the only thing I will say sucks. But the 10K and the Jocko, it helps.
Oh, yeah.
Probably my favorites. Yeah, I mean, West Supreme Kai. Why not have a free energy on the board that has barrier?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. My favorite combo of that is I drop her, tap out my 2 energies. I drop her, swing with Zamasu, tap her with Zinzu Bean, refill my energy. Then turn right around, drop a second one of those directly again. So I have another one with a Whis in my hand just to use her that turn to gate it on tap. It's pretty recyclable. You can drop 2 of these in one turn with a Zinzu Bean in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she helps win games just because of that free extra energy. You always one ahead. So if you don't get that objection early game like you need, you get her though, it just helps. She's also searchable by Gawasu.
Yeah,
and these guys, the Dash Pack Piccolos.
Special Beam Corner!
I first was like, I don't know if I want to run this or not. He's just like, I'm just going to use him as energy. Why not? Free blue energy. Believe it or not, this guy is amazing.
I like him a lot better than the Beerus.
Yeah, because he's not single targeting anything with specific energy. Whatever energy I got, which with this Zamasu, you're going to have probably guaranteed 6. You need 6 at least on the board. Drop him when you have 6 energy on the board, you can blow up anything. 6 or less, and then you get 8 energy on the board. If they keep taking you late game, blow up an 8 drop or lower. I mean, that drops everything. It just comes in handy. Plus that barrier, plus critical. Only crappy part, you only can use it once. And that's it.
Well, it's only once when he's played.
Yeah, but
Beerus is the same thing.
Yeah, but likelihood of you dropping him, then turn around and being able to drop another one, dropping around, being able to drop another one that many times consistently in the game, it's pretty slim. But if you're depending on how you're playing your opponent, definitely comes in clutch, blowing it up. I like it. He's also searchable. Gawasu. Another fun fact.
Yeah.
Alright, the Zamasu package. Zamasu the Invincible.
That won't work.
Why not? He comes out for 3 because of Zamasu being your leader. He's indestructible, which is great considering you get so many people that pop you with Mass Saiyans. They just like to blow up with Kales and stuff like that. This card just says, no, I can't leave the field. And it just stays. Plus, he mostly is on the board for late chances when you absolutely have to, when you drop the good Zamasu, the alert guy. This guy, I can't tell you enough how amazing he is to help you mid-game to late game. When you're searching for that one card to keep you going, this guy. You pretty much got him in your hand or him on the board. He's indestructible, so they can't kill him. They can't bulldoze him. He just doesn't leave the board. He comes out for 5 when you have Zamasu on the board. And his ability is pretty much when an opponent attacks, I can dump a card out of my hand, negate the attack. So if I don't have that Whis in my hand and you're swinging with anything you got, I can just negate it, and then the skill's negated for the rest of the turn, so it's only a 1-of, but the advantage is that clutch. When you're hitting me with, for instance, you're going to swing at me with a triple strike, you're going to swing at me with double strike crit from that Mass Saiyan, or you're going to hit me with all you got, I can just stop that one hit and then keep myself alive. Because the goal is to not deck out, so you want to try to keep cards in the grave, yeah, but you also don't want to keep getting murdered all the time and dumping everything you got.
Oh yeah, definitely agree.
Yeah, and then I run 2 Almighty Beamed. I don't know if I want to stay at 2. I'm really torn right now. I was cycling through these and Scientist Fu, and I keep the Scientist Fu in my side deck. But this guy comes out for 4, so that's cool, and I get to empty a card off my opponent's hand. So I like him.
So you don't ever Union Patara him at all?
At all. I hard summon him. I really don't need to Union Patara him because I don't run any Goku Blacks except for Rose. So by the time Rose is on the board, it's really important to keep Rose on the board. So I mostly just drop him for 4, empty opponent's hand. You know, if my opponent has like 2 cards in their hand and I just want to play it to where I keep them at a disadvantage, and because they constantly draw, I'll drop him and just empty one of the cards. Hopefully get lucky, get rid of that negate, you know. And so I usually play him kind of early on just because of the fact he is a Zamasu, so I can fuse him on top of him.
Okay, yeah.
So that's mostly, you know, kind of thing. He's searchable by Gawasu, so it's really situational. So like I said, I'm on the fence. I switch him out with Scientist Fu pretty often just because I kind of like to see Scientist Fu gives me 2 draws. This guy gets me to dump a card out of my opponent's hand. I don't know. It's situation. I guess it's only preference, but I like him. But I only run 2. Then Rose, the MVP of the deck.
What do you think of it? Quite the color, huh? In keeping with how you like to label your power levels, the name of this one is Rose. That's right. I have now reached Super Saiyan Rose.
It is right here. This guy. Pretty much your opponent's going to want to slow roll you because they think when you're going to have to deck yourself out in order to win. They don't want you to awaken at 2 lives. You're at 3 lives and they're just keeping you there. Well, Rose says you can take 2 and untap all the energy that it costs to summon him. It helps you awaken. And the cool broken part about Rose, which I'll get to in a second, is that once you awaken, you just have to dump cards out of your deck. So you dump 10 cards instead of the 2 cost, and then you get to untap your energy. So the combo is you're going to like drop Rose, and then turn right around, dump the 10 cards out of your grave, warp them, tap all 6 energy, and you're going to drop food. And this guy is the best card in the deck, you know. He says you pretty much can't activate anything until my following turn. So no super combos, no blockers, no negates, no nothing. Pretty much all you can do is just normal combo against me.
If I remember correctly, your leader still gets their ability.
The leader
right?
does, correct. The leader himself is the only one that gets the ability
right.
to. So, I mean, if your leader's in tap mode and it's my turn, I'm attacking you, it really does no good. But most of the time when I drop him, if I drop Rose and drop him in that turn, I'm going for the kill. I most of the time won't try to overextend. Not saying I don't overextend, because I do, probably more times than I don't.
Yeah.
You know,
seen it happen enough times.
Yeah. So I overextend. I get kind of excited. I see a Fu in my hand. I get all shaky and stuff, and I'm just like, I got 10 cards. I'm going to drop a Fu. And then it bites me in the ass when my opponent has more cards in their hand than I hoped, and they can outbeat it. But at 30,000 double strike, you know, they can't super combo. They can't negate me until my following turn. It's pretty good. It kind of makes your opponent think twice before they start hitting you and everything. So if they have all their energy untapped or tapped out and you drop him, you're gonna hit him for at least 4 with Rose and him. My favorite combo is what I did yesterday. I double Rose a guy. So I dumped Rose, dumped my 10, untapped it, Rose again, dumped my 10, untapped them, and I had like 8 cards left in my hand, and then I was like, okay, tap all 6, warp all 10, well, I was 20 at that point, drop the Fu, and he had 5 lives left in his hand, and he had 1 card in his hand. So it was pretty much, good game. I just swung them all out and just...
That's right.
Yeah. So these guys right here is pretty much great. And that's why I said, like, this guy right here, at worst case scenario, you see you don't want to drop the Fu yet. You drop the Rose, you take your own cards, you got your energy refill, and your opponent only has, like, 1 card left in their hand. You can drop the Almighty Beam, go ahead and get rid of it. Because having these little West Kais on the board just kind of helps with that extra 4 energies on the board. You can drop him off the West Kais and still have your 6 in the back. So it's pretty cool to play against. Really, the hardest matchup I would say that I have against are probably really aggressive. Like, I guess the veggie package sucks the most against, because having those KOs that just keep dropping on and on and on, because critical just makes it go to the grave, and with this deck you don't want anything in the grave. You want it all in your hand. You want to be the one to empty your grave, not anybody else.
So how do you think it would handle against androids?
Androids, as long as I played against androids when I went to Knoxville for their shop tournament. It hurt when they got Cell. But at the same time, I'm so used to playing against Cell that I'm just going to keep my hand so low until I need it to be full, that once you drop the perfect turn 3, I know at turn 2, I see them already have 2 energies on the board, Cell Burst on the board. I'm like, okay, they're going to perfect Cell me. I'm going to go ahead and empty my hand. Like, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, drop the 2 West Kais really fast, Zinzu being it, and just keep 3 cards in my hand to where, oh, okay, if I have 4 at most, alright, I lost a card. I could survive. But when I'm not playing Cell, you'll see me with like 18 cards in my hand. But
what about with androids though? Because they've got the 2-drop crits.
Yeah. Critical sucks. It is the most hated that I've played against. I don't like playing against critical. I will empty my hand to keep 1 card from going to the grave. Probably shouldn't, but I do.
Same thing with Mass Saiyan too, right?
Yes, Mass Saiyan. That leader card makes me angry. I don't know how they pull it off every single time, but they pull it off every time to get crit in that 5k boost. It hurts. But most of the time, if they're going to hit you Peggy 1 of, I mean, as long as it's not double strike, yeah, I'll let it go. But double strike, I'll try to, like, combo out. But that's why the Whis, the Zinzu Beans, that's why they really come in clutch. And then my sideboard also. When I see that I'm playing against, like, Mass Saiyan or critical cards a lot, I side in. Just show you. My sideboard really consists of, if I'm playing like apes, I got the BCC Mira, of course. No blockers. Like I said, the Fu package, I'm torn between Scientist Fu. I like him because of the draw power. I just really don't know. I don't know. It depends.
I mean, it's 2 extra draw, but he does nothing else after that.
Yeah. He's just double strike. So, but I want the cards in the grave to drop the big guy. So, and then I got 2 Whis, the assistant or attendant, just because, that extra ramp. I run that 1 extra Almighty Beamed just in case I want to drop that 3rd. But this is the card that, helps me against aggressive. Yeah. Just because Revenge is such a card right now that it's unreal. Because if they're really aggressive against you early on when they're super aggro, I just drop these guys instead of my Kais. And I'll just hold the Kais in my hand and just drop these. And as long as they're not going to drop, like, the 4-drop, the tap 1, the special package saying that warps it, he's on the board for a while. I drop 2 or 3 of these, keep them on the board, sit them. They kind of won't be as aggressive against me, except for the leader, But still, it's a blocker, so it saves that crit damage. So,
have you thought about running Haru or Shun Shun?
Yeah, I thought about it, but the only issue that I have with those is they're not blue. And Zamasu, in case somebody slow rolls me, I don't want to run more black than what I have to because of his effect, to dump a card to draw. So if I'm having to kill myself, I want to be able to draw off of it. That's why I only run 4 black cards, just for that factor. And I used to run 7. I used to run 3 scientists and 3 of these guys. And then when I used that special, when people were slowballing me, it backfired. So I took out the Fuse and started with Almighty Beam Fuse, just to try to make sure I get that draw.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Critical hurts, and that's the hardest matchups that I have. Super aggressive and critical Mass Saiyan. But Mass Saiyan's hard for everybody. If you just dump the cards and they play tricolored, I see a lot of tricolored Mass Saiyans, red, blue, and black. It sucks. It's hard. And
it's a lot of crit.
GT is just as hard. And the Kaba, the veggie package, it's unreal. But I mean, everybody's having the same issues. But this is just pretty balanced. Like I said, you got the blockers the indestructible blockers. You got that God Alert Zamasu that helps negate it. So there's answers to it. It's just, you know, as aggressive as people are playing, it really helps that you have to dump out of your grade instead of just murdering in turn 1.
So I'm guessing that's the same reason you don't run the new Zamasu package.
Correct. I don't want the greens. Don't get me wrong, they're great. That impenetrable blocker that just, he never leaves, he's great if I was going to run like the fuse package where I want to make the 10 drop that spins every time he attacks. But I just found that that's
or even
slow.
the 7 drop.
Yeah, but it's slower to make. And the whole reason I in this way the meta is, you can't be too slow because then you're going to get destroyed. So you got to be kind of aggressive, and that's why I think Rose and Fu is just like the best package. I just really think. I don't know. I like it. Like I said, it's not perfect. I've won multiple times when I went to Knoxville, won their shop championship, stuff like that. You know, it's fun to play with. It's definitely budget friendly. The most expensive card in the deck right now, Zinzu Bean and Rose. Those are the only two. And Rose right now, I think is only like $10. So it's really cheap to build if you guys want to buy it. Make it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's all mostly Battle Pack 2, except for the Zinzu Beans and the Foos. Yeah, the Weeses. Yeah, yeah, it's all pretty easy. Yeah, that's about it though.
All right, in closing words for anybody wanting to run this, or try and run it rather.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if it's you guys want to try to learn something new, just something that's really simple to play. This isn't really complex. It's not nothing that you have to like Mecha Frieza and all that Mecha GT stuff where you have to constantly know, take this card, do this, do this. It pretty much runs itself. I mean, they're all self-explanatory. Kawasi searches out everything in your deck. If you don't get a blocker, Bowman gets you a blocker. You got your negates, you got your objections to help you keep ramping. You can play it conservative and ramp and block the whole game, but you risk decking out, or when you get to like turn 4 and you have 6 energies, go hard and foo them and rose them. It's gets them sweating. Most people don't realize the foos, how dangerous it really is until it gets played on you. So it's most underrated SPR in the sit.
Trash.
Yeah, so it's really cheap, man. It's worth a shot, definitely. I mean, I had all this stuff just extra, just put into it, and I just built it. So.
Right.
Anyways, yeah, it's pretty cheap, man.
Alright, well that's going to go ahead and wrap up this deck profile. If you guys enjoyed, hit that like button down below for us. You know, we appreciate the support. We appreciate all of our subscribers. At the time of final editing for this video, we're at 391 subscribers. So we're just about at that 400 limit. The support from you guys has been phenomenal, and we really appreciate it. Big shout out to the God Squad team for letting me do these deck profiles on them. Really gives us some extra content, a little more diversity with decks that I wouldn't normally play. This deck was a lot of fun to play. It just really didn't fit my play style. But feel free to go ahead and check it out. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you guys think about it. Or if you've played something similar to this, how you feel about the deck, if it has any weaknesses. Leave all that in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and I love having discussions with you about this card game. We're going to go ahead and get the frig out of here, though, and we'll see you guys in the next video.